Hi teachers, this is part 5 of Let's Read Online. In this segment I'm going to talk about Tween Tribune. I absolutely love Tween Tribune because it's curated by the Smithsonian, so you know you're getting a nice collection of articles simply because it's the Smithsonian. I also love the ability to allow students to comment on articles and have a little bit more of a dialogue about the articles. Unfortunately, Tween Tribune does not have a way to sign in through Google or through Clever, so you do have to do things manually, but once you get it set up, I think you'll really like the options that it has available. So you would start a teacher sign up. And you would go ahead and put in your information. Select your grade. You can do multiple grades. I'm going to do 3rd grade, say all subjects. You don't have to put a referred by. You don't have to put your school information, but you do have to put a state in there. So, Ohio. And then this would be your school email. You can use your NOCS Eagles, you can use your N Olmsted, or if you're out of district, use whatever your school email is. I recommend not even bothering with the home email, and then obviously giving it a password, checking that you're going to abide by using it for educational purposes and that you are a teacher and are over 18, and then the CAPTCHA, and then you would submit. So at that point, you're going to be able to sign in. I'm going to go ahead and sign into my account here. Okay, so I'm signed into my account, and you'll want to set up your class. So if I click on set up classrooms, I can go to the class name and then a grade. So I'm going to say this is K4, and this is a practice class. You can add additional classrooms, and then you also can choose to allow public student comments. My suggestion would be to maybe turn this on if you're working with upper grades, but leave it turned off with the younger grades. It's up to you as a teacher, keeping in mind you are responsible for what students are posting and need to have a great conversation about that. So there is that option, and then you can decide if you want it to be in Spanish, and you can obviously remove the class. So I've got practice class, grade K4, and then from this point I would do the second step, which is manage students. So I can put in a bunch of random students. I have 2 ways to do it. I can add a new student individually, or I can upload in bulk. If you upload in bulk, you just follow their directions. They want first name, last initial, and you would just put them on the box, one on each line. So you would do that, and you would save. I'm going to go back because I already have students in here. I'm going to go back to manage students. Oops. So the other thing that you can do that may help students with logging in is, after you do this, they typically put dash and then the first 3 letters of your last name on there. And then you can also change the student passwords, not by clicking the gear, but by clicking the little keyboard. You can put in a new password. So this may help to reset their password to whatever you use in the district so that you're streamlining access. The other nice thing that I love about Tween Tribune is you can select their lexile, so it will start them in that lexile or near that lexile when they're looking at articles. You can find lexile on map scores. You might find lexile on some other online assessment, but I marked the lower end of their map score lexile just so that things didn't get too challenging too fast. And then from there, you can print the list, download, save, and continue. So at this point, they're going to tell me my instructions. You can assign digital instructions, but I honestly just being an elementary teacher, talked my students through that. So once you're in there, if you click on the two T's up here, that will take you back out into the site, and so you can kind of see how it's organized. K4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. If you go into an article, you can assign the story to students. You can assign the story straight into Google Classroom. I've never tried using this. I'm not sure if it asks the students to sign in first, but then you'll notice that you have some teacher links for the article, daily quiz, archives, assignments dashboard, instructions, other teacher resources. It has quick topics here, and then you can see the topics that it's filed under. I like the critical thinking question that is posted with, and then you can see how these students have added their comments, and you will be able to see student comments. You can sort by lexile of the article, and then you can search up here at the top. So if I don't want to search any of those. Maybe I'm teaching about fossils. So here's one article about fossils. Here's another article about fossils. I can view the quiz. Keep in mind, the more you use quizzes on some things like this, the more the less interested students become in the resource. You'll notice when I change to 610, things are simpler. When I change all the way to 1440, the article jumps in the vocabulary level as well. So I love the ability for students to be able to interact through commenting on the article. It's a great way to teach how to properly comment on a message board with students. So if you want to add Tween Tribune or Teen Tribune, if I go back over to K4, that's really Tween Tribune Junior. Tween Tribune is really grades 5 to 6. If I log out of here, I am going to map to this page. So I'm going to take this link and I'm going to copy and paste it and into Clever. So keep in mind, in Clever, you're going to go to your teacher resource page, the one that says shared with all your students. And here you're going to click add, and you're going to add a link for Tween Tribune. You're going to grab that link and paste it there. And all this Tween Tribune. We're going to go out to Google and search for Tween Tribune logo. Looking for one that is square shaped or as close to square shape as possible. Sometimes you can find their giant T1 that looks like this. So I'd right click, copy image, make sure my image is, right click, save image as, make sure my image is a PNG or a JPEG, save it somewhere on my computer. And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to upload my icon. I'm going to add link. And then the first time my students get into Tween Tribune, I'm going to have them use Chrome to save their username and password, especially because their usernames are more unique.